Good morning. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for another day. We thank you so much for your grace and your mercy and your kindness. And we thank you for all of your provisions. We thank you for family and for friends. And just ask that you would give me wisdom, discernment, discipline as I go into the markets and execute some trades. And please help me to be grateful for every little bit of money that comes in. In the name of Yeshua, amen. Okay. It is U.S. bank holiday today. And there are 2 yellow folders on the Canadian dollar. Oh, and there's one on the Aussie too. Not much going on today, but we have the midweek push down to give it the whole market a little bit of energy. So we'll see if there's a little bit of energy left in the market to trade to finish up the week. We'll just break it down from the daily and see where we're at. Just get rid of all these objects on the chart. All right, we had, here's the midweek push down from FOMC, and then here we are on Friday, and we've got a bottoming candle coming in right now. Don't know what's going to happen as we get into there, but we're seems like we're breaking up. $47, almost 50 pips on this candle. Let's just see what we did in total so far. So from the highs all the way to the pivot low, 200 pips on the dot. So a really good break out of all this area. Good candle close, so we could definitely still continue the push down as it's rallying back up now. Let's go look at and see what's going on the hourly. So here's that that bottoming type pattern that's come in right there here. I'm gonna throw a Fibonacci on here and just have a look from these highs all the way to the low. Let's see where we're at. right on that 23.6 level. It's at least that matches up really in a clean way. So we've got these lows and these highs matching up at the next level, the 38. So we could pop back up to possibly test those. I think if we did, we would only maybe be able to make it back down to the 23 if we did go up there, or if we just rounded over, we could try these lows again for today. At the moment, we've got a tail coming in here on this hour chart. Let's go down and see it on a smaller time frame. I had some trades in here when I went to bed. I was thinking it might follow through a little bit further down, but actually just it ran down immediately and then popped right back up. So I kind of missed out on all those. I had my stops right behind that candle because that was a good rejection candle in the while I was trading, right in there, and then I missed that 25 pips push down. Kind of a bummer to miss that much of the leg, but it's okay. Sometimes when I go to bed like that, the market will just keep running and wake up to a big surprise. So sometimes they pan out in a big way. Really looks like we're going to try and get another push back up through here. So here's our attempt to go back down. Here comes the upward pressure. Into the 5 minute. I'm going to put I'm going to short that right there. It could be a whipsaw there. If not, we should get a retest of this whole level. So I'm going to just place a short right on there while it's struggling to make its way and break up. And then just check at the 1 minute. I should have just stayed awake to trail my stop down with that. I just couldn't stay awake. That's all good. Right. So we'll see if this market can pop back up and try these highs back here. And try getting to the 38. And we'll see how much of a push that is. From right where it's at, we need 25 pips to go up and try that 38 level. Could possibly put this level in here. Oh, actually, this was a good spot from yesterday. Should go look at that because that was a pretty good trade to finish off my session yesterday. It's actually where I got a good chunk more money. Oh, okay, so I had marked this like right on the dot where that pivot was likely to come in, and this time cycle was consistent with these peaks, and so that time cycle was a crucial part to understanding how that pivot would come in and pivot off of there and have that down leg. So I had measured the peaks between the times here, and then I'd placed this upward line in, or this vertical line in, and then sure enough, that run came in and spun around right at that spot. So I placed a good pile of trades on that pivot, and then rode a bunch of them to here, which was pretty good. It was kind of a weak move. Generally, you get a much stronger push out of those triple tops like that, but it was later in the session, so it just didn't push down too hard, but it's still a good leg down. I got, I think, like, I got about 20 or 11, 12 pips on a good chunk of those trades, and then I let one ride a little bit further. So I had one trade that rode from there all the way down to there. That was almost 30 pips. So that was pretty good. But those time cycles are a massive edge that you can add to your trading to figure out where things are going to turn. So practice measuring those time cycles because they are a huge help. All right, so now I'll just go in and see what's happening on the 1 minute chart. See what's going on over here. See if this market can make it up. I'm thinking it's not going to be able to make it. It's going to run out of steam. It's okay if it doesn't run out of steam, if it's going to pop up. We got all kinds of opportunity to fix that trade or maneuver out of it. Trying to figure out how I'm gonna space these out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so that one trade is just my first level is going to count as here. So I'll just only put in one trade here. So this will be my first layer on this line, then second layer, third layer, fourth layer, fifth layer, and there's that good buffer on that 38 level to hopefully find a pivot if it were to run all the way up, and then a stop loss just above that 1.15. So that's an excellent setup. That's a high probability situation here. At some point, I'm going to find a pivot down and a price cycle down to make either break even or profits. So super high probability setup. And actually, if we get that pivot down, I might just take that, take profit off. We could get kind of like a triple top coming in here if it's going to head down. So I want to take profit off, and then I'll watch it as it gets here. If it stalls in here, just take some profit, or if it just shoots through, then potentially hold it for a bit of a run. So there's the game plan. Now we wait and see. Morning, David. Good to see you. Yeah. Did you have a late night? I did too. I was just sharing a little bit ago that I had some trades right in. I had a nice good pile of them in here as this market was rolling over. All through here, and it was getting pretty light. But I could see that market starting to push into all these new lows, and it was going to make another run down. So I'd stayed awake long enough to trail my stop down to this pivot. And as that rejection candle came in, I said, okay, I'm going to just leave my stop loss there and go to bed. And I'm regretting not staying awake to trail my stop all the way down, because, man, I could have trailed it all the way down to here and caught most of that leg. But anyway, I woke up and it stopped out here, which was still a good trade. Still caught about 13 pips on a couple good layers that were in there. And I sized up sometimes a little bit heavier during that session, just because the price cycles are smaller. So I was a little bit heavier to get a good run. So that would have been so good. So I only caught like half of what I could have had. But sometimes when I go to bed and I wake up, sometimes these trades can end up being huge too. So no harm, no foul. Woke up to some profit, and my account's doing great now to start things off. So I wanted to show you that trade from yesterday before we left, right in here. Remember, I drew that vertical line before we left because I was measuring the time cycles right in here, and I was measuring these peaks and saying, hey, this is going to be a really good spot for a peak to come in. And sure enough, right when I closed things off, it ran up there, and it faded into that trade. And for the next couple hours, I wrote it down. It was not a great push down. Generally, you'd get a much better push out of that, but it was later in the session, so it just didn't really have the steam, the energy behind it. But I still caught 12, 13 pip trade on a good pile of those trades there. So that was also where some of that money came in. And I rode one of them actually all the way down to there, which was good. That was like 20. I caught the very top and got almost all the way down, almost 30 pips on that one trade. So that was how that session finished off from yesterday. I wanted to point that out because those time cycles are such an added layer of probability that you can add to your trading. Because I said that was going to be a good spot, and man, it landed on it perfectly. Obviously, that doesn't always happen, but with the right risk management, you can catch those often, especially with that measuring those time cycles. So that's what happened through yesterday. Good day of trading yesterday, and then we're coming in here with a lot less energy at the moment, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, thanks. And then I placed a short right on these highs as the market was trying to break out. So we had all these highs over here, we had this high, and then the market was just trying to break and head up. And so what I did was I shorted the very top as it was trying to break, and then set up my game plan in here. So I've got my level 1 here, 2, 3, 4, which lands at this 38 level on the Fibonacci. And then my last line is right on this 1.145 with my stop just behind that. So I've got 2 really high probability pivot points to find my price cycle back over if it's going to run up. So that's why I placed the short right as it's trying to break up, because it also could just be a whipsaw and just head back down too. So I don't trade for the breakout. I'm generally on the other side of it. So it looks like it might try and go for a run up, but I've already got the game plan in place if this market's going to run up. There'll be a pivot somewhere in here where I can get a price cycle back down and make the profit. So there's that game plan already in place. And let's see what's happening down here. I think I might go back to just leaving those take profits on, because it just might be hard to make money today. I don't know. We'll see. It might be an idea to leave the take profits on for at least a little bit, maybe. I'm just looking at the way this is forming, and it's not super encouraging for participation. Oh, I got a good candle though. I'm gonna just take that profit though. Let's just book some profit in. That's a good price cycle back down based on what we're trading right here. So it ran up 2.5 pips and then ran right back down 2.5 pips. So I'm always trying to take my profits on the extensions. As the market extends in favor, that's when I want to take my profits. And it's hard to trade like that, but it's ideal if you can do it and practice it. So if it pops back up, we'll do it again. And I think I'm going to trade both sides too. Let's maybe set up a game plan for the long side. How much do we got to go from all the way down? Oops. All the way to that pivot. We've got, oh wow, 40, like almost 50 pips. That's a good run back up. I shouldn't be afraid of trading the long side then. Okay, let's put a buy in here. That'll be one level. Where's that last level going to come in? I mean, this would probably be, if the market were just to run straight down, maybe that would be a good spot there for that last, this spot here would be good to try and catch one last ditch effort. That's a huge run to go straight down. It could do that, so got to be prepared to take that if it's going to go down. But I want to look and see if the worst case scenario comes in and this thing shoots right down. I got to be happy that I'm going to stop out. I guess ultimately I would like to go all the way down to here. But if it does, it will likely break that low as well at the same time. So I got to find a pivot somewhere in here before. It's so not likely to go all the way straight down to that pivot in one shot. So I'm going to stick with that. And if it did, I'll just stop out there. So we get one more line in here. Get my 5 layers in. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so again, I'm on, like technically I would have 6 layers at this point, which is fine. If I just only get to place 1 trade here, and then 2 trades here, then 4, then 8. Oh no, sorry. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Okay. That's good. How was your rest of your day yesterday, David? Yeah, you finished at a break-even day yesterday. Yeah, I remember though you traded well. That's really what matters. That's great. I had I don't know if you can just see my little desk behind me. My kids, they got me a couple Hot Wheels cars for Father's Day. They know that I love Hot Wheels, so they both got me one, both my boys. So I was super pumped to get these cars. And that was yesterday afternoon. I used to have boxes of Hot Wheels in my younger years, and I sold them all off years ago. And then somehow when these guys came along, I started collecting Hot Wheels again. So I don't have a whole bunch of them, but I've got some pretty cool little cars now. It's like a little rally series. The blue one. Oh yeah, that's a Porsche 914. And they're the special edition ones too, so they have like rubber tires on them. Thrill Climber series. There's a really cool one. So this one's a Porsche 914. They call it the Safari, and then this is the Lancia Delta S4. Pretty cool little rally cars. I love them. I was not expecting it. Super cool little gift from the kids and mom. And there's this one more that from this series I want to get. It's this Mercedes-Benz 300. It's all black. I love that car is the one I want to get too. But I don't usually keep them in the package. I love to actually play with them, so I'll take them out of their package soon too. Yeah. Yeah. I love those little cars. They still put a big smile on my face. And it's kind of fun to collect them with the boys too, because they really like them too. Like, it's been years since I got Hot Wheels. Yeah, the black one is sick. It's super sick. It's just like blacked out all over, and yeah, I definitely want to get that one if I can. But yeah, they're just fun. Yeah, this is gonna be, oh, right as I'm starting to speak, there's some energy coming in here. And this is the good thing, when you have a game plan in place, you want these candles to start moving fast. You're not scared of them. Like, I want this thing to go down. Go hit those lines so I can get in. Or up, hit that take profit. But I was about to say, this is not an encouraging start to the session. Like, it's just barely moving at the moment. But something's going on here with that candle. Oh, I was gonna say, that's not news. I mean, that one candle was acting like news was coming in. But no, that's not news. If the market's gonna be moving this slow, I'm probably gonna do what I've done in the past, where I just cut my sizing way down, and then I can like put some more trades on. So like my standard size is 0.05, so I could cut my trade sizing down into like micro lots or 2 micro lots, and then I can like start scattering some little trades to like pick off profits quicker. Stay a little bit more active and just scalp out. Get to work, kind of like get a little bit busy and scalp out some little profits. So I might do that. It might be an idea to do that and then wait for the stock market open. Maybe we'll get some more volatility, or at 10 my time, 9 your time, and then maybe find a good move. Yeah, US bank holiday. I think everybody else is still working today, just the US. So, I mean, it'll probably be a little bit slower because the US isn't trading, but there should still be enough. The rest of the world's still making moves, so should still find something today. All right, I'm gonna go with that new adjusted plan. I'm just gonna take profits on this one, and then I'm gonna cut my sizing down into micro lots. And I'm gonna cut this down into 2 pip profits. So the overall still risk situation is gonna be the same. I'm just cutting my sizing way down just to scatter some trades and then scalp out some just little bits here and there. And then if the market really starts to move, I can also size back up and trade it just like normal. So that just gives me some flexibility. That's the beauty of cutting your size way down. So we'll do that, and we can just stay a little bit busier for now. So essentially, on any move, I can fade the market on either side, and then I've got a game plan also set up for if and when the market starts running one way or the other. Just shift gears and trade the whole game plan. But it is just right in the middle of everything right now. So to pick off 2 pips, I gotta have this go back down to that yellow fib line, or it's got to go to these highs to get the short. So I'm going to go long down here and short at these tops. Perfect, right in there. So I've got 5 of these micro lots to layer into in this whole zone. I can go down to here. I can just scatter them in, and then we'll have high probability of getting some profit. Just only a little profit, but you're going to expect lower volatility on your pair. Yeah, I would think so. I think on the euro as well. So no problem, just scale back and just find some smaller little moves. Oh man, this is really stuck right now. Super stuck. All right, I'm gonna add a little short right here. And that gets that target in above that pivot. Oh, I accidentally put in 2. Not sure how I did that, but it's okay. Okay, just took profit on the one long. Add another short here. Add 2 more up into here. And that'll be my 5 micro lots on the short side. And 3. So now if it breaks up, still in a good game plan. Got a bit of a fight right now. Can it do it? Can it make the break higher? After a couple days of down pressure, it's going to be, I would think, a bit of a struggle, but we shall see. I think that candle's going to get smashed by some bears, though. Take the history off so we can see what's going on. We got a pretty good push. Got, oh wow, almost 7 pips now. 6, 7 pips on that run up. All right, so I'm gonna scale this back up to where I usually am, and then we'll put in a short. Whoops. Get that out of here just for a sec. profit off. It's a pretty good break. I mean, it was really coiling up super tight in there. So it just had to. It was coiled up to like barely 2 pips of movement. And for this time of day, it just said, nope, we can't stay that tiny. So it just popped up pretty good. So I'll get in 2 shorts here, I'll get in 4 up here, and we'll find a leg back down and make some money. And you can see, because of the way things are sized, I'm actually in the profit right now. Got all those stack of trades all down sitting below, but right now I'm riding in the profit range. So I could take all the profit off if we bump into these highs. But I'm going to just wait. I think we're going to see this whipsaw come in here. We got a super strong 1 minute candle close. Could take $1 of profit. I think it probably should have. That was a decent run back down on a day like today. So that was, oh, that was 5 pips. Yeah, I should have just taken the profit. It was 5 pips back down. I should have measured that first. Oh well, that's okay. Like my rule is, and essentially I wait for this whole thing to get back to profit and then I start securing it. So I really need the market to come back down into here. So it's fine to just let it wait, or it can run back up more and it'll load into a much heavier trade up in these ranges. If I should have measured that first so I knew how much that run was. That was a good sized candle back. So it broke out and ran up almost 10 pips. Wow, I didn't realize how much that was. And then, so from pivot high to there was 6 pips. Had I measured that first, I would have just taken the profits there. But I didn't measure, so I thought this was a smaller move in my mind. Didn't realize that was a 10 pip run up. So hard because just so zoomed in, kind of forget where we're even at. But there's nothing to be concerned about because the game plan is already put in place for both sides. So if this pops down quick, back down to that low, I might take the profit off. But if this just kind of like builds nicely and creeps back down, I'll probably hold the whole position. This depends on how it gets there. But I'm going to keep a much better eye on it this time. Price is running away from my retest zone without me. Uh-oh. The yen's running away. How much is this leg? So that's also a 11 pip move. 11 pip move down on the yen. Wow, I had some pretty good move on that. Almost 90 pips of movement there. That's wild. So that's I mean, that was a pretty good run up with a bunch of yen attacking that to try and keep that back down. But then again, I think we still broke. Yeah, it's still sitting above all these highs. It tried to come back down, but I think as long as we still stay above all this price action here, then it's probably still got the up legs behind it. But that was a pretty good attempt to get back down on that 90 pip run down. If it could have closed back down here, it might have had the legs to head back down, but I don't think it does anymore. So for David's trade, I think it's gotta like break down here and then it's gotta retest that zone, right? And then you can get into the short. Am I seeing that right for that setup? The yen is at a 40-year low. Whew. Wow. Yeah, I got that right. Okay. yeah, so it's putting in its strong effort to try and save itself with that big run back down. It's like trying to save the yen, but I don't know if it's going to be able to. That dollar's coming in strong. Okay, my euro, I gotta watch that. It's starting to try and come back down. So now if I got a big candle to come into that, I'm just gonna close the whole thing. Okay, it wasn't necessarily a big candle. It's actually just pushing down just nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna secure that whole position in. And if it if it heads back up to this line, that's the break even. I'm going to close the whole position, but otherwise I'm going to let it run now. If it can close down here, that's the pressure I wanted it for to, yeah, it's still pushing back down. So in my mind, as soon as it runs and starts getting above that red line, I just close the whole position. Otherwise, I'm going to keep trailing this down. See, we're getting this big whipsaw attempt to break up. That market's coming back down. Saying, nope, you're not making a leg up today. So we got all these 5 little micro lots. Should just take profits on this whole thing because it's a good spot for it to bounce too. So let's take the $4. And then if it bounces back up, can short it. If it has a good run down, we can just go long on it. But really, it's just right back in the middle. Like between my playing zone right here. I've got my line here and my line here. We're just right back in the middle as it's in here. So I'm just going to take the profits and then let it go somewhere else other than here. But the reason I'm taking the profits is because now we've had a 7 pip leg back down. So it's also a price cycle. And I want to take my profits at the end of the price cycle. Now, it obviously could just keep going. And then I would have been able to just keep trailing it down. But I can also scale this back down and then buy up here. So now I can do like 5 micro lot trades in here, and then I can get to my first regular size down here. So it just opens up the door for probability on some little profits. Still trailing the stop loss behind the 5. Yeah, still trailing the 5. Yep, that's the plan. Or I can take my profits as it hits levels too. And I want to take profits on the extensions as it gets into levels. So I can either take it as it extends to the next level, or I can trail behind the 5-minute candle to lock in the profit or at a break even. But on a day like today, the 7 pip run is kind of a good size move, so I'm just going to take the profit on that. It might keep going down, but it's okay. We've got to want to lock in some profits. And it is difficult to trade without take profits. Like, I've done that for years, learning how to trade like that, and it's not easy. So it's not like I wouldn't recommend just trying to do that, especially in a live account, because it is really hard. But it is a good skill to be able to take your profits as the market is extending to the ends of its price cycles, because then you're more likely to get a larger portion of the price cycle. Okay, so we just locked in one little profit. I'm going to go short right here. I've got 5 little micro lots I can scatter through here. Otherwise, I'll get back into 5 back up here again. So I'm just playing this little game right now with a really small size, just to stay busy. And then if at any point it starts running, there's no problem whatsoever. Just do what I did up there. So let's look at that, the trade history. So we made a good chunk of money on that down leg, getting these other ones pretty much break even on that small little portion of those micro lot trades. So it was about $4 a profit on that. Yeah, $3.70. Almost $4. It's a good little play for what we've got going on right now. What's the yen doing? It's kind of just doing these little moves too. Oh, almost 5 pips there. Oh, so it ran up and retested. Oh, it did maybe it didn't quite retest your spot. Was that an entry for you, David, to go in here, or is that? Does that count as a retest there on this pivot? Something like that. No retest yet. It has to go up higher then, right? Get up into that level. Okay, yeah, just shy by a couple pips. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm glad I just took profits there. It's kind of just getting stuck. Although I think with that move, I think we'll probably will see some follow through back down. It's 5-minute candles. How about the 15-minute? Is that a rejection? $15 maybe turning into like an engulfing candle in a few minutes maybe. Still got 3 minutes on the 15-minute candle. All right, there's another little profit. Not much, but it's a little something. So now I gotta wait for it to go somewhere other than here. Oh, I guess I can go along here. Because then I can go to I can go to 5 half mini over here and then just start my system. From here. So I can scatter some little trades in here and then I'll go to 5 micro lots. And then everything just normal trading through all these levels. But I kind of like doing it this way so we can just stay busy doing trading this little moves back and forth. $161.2 retest completed. Oh, there you go. Okay. So now you can go short there, or you gotta wait for it to trigger on the 1-minute candles. You gotta get like a 3-bar reversal to head back down. So then you can maybe get in here. Am I seeing that right? Or can you just go short on that? Probably not, right? You gotta have a trigger. break back outside the range and it'll be the entry. Okay. And you can do that on the 1 minute candles. I'm just trying to learn your system too. Yeah, enter in the 1 minute. Yeah. So was my little arrow in the trigger spot? Is that a pretty good spot where you'd get in? Let's go check the euro. Euro's kind of stuck here. Okay, what's this euro doing? It's just getting stuck. So, I could have been riding this trade down. Now I could have secured that in behind that 5 minute candle. Actually, no, I could have still been riding it and securing it here and riding that whole trade down. So I could still be riding that short, which may have been the better play, one way or the other. I'm going to go long right on there with these little trades. We're sitting right on these lows right here. Just stack those in. I've got 3 more micro lots that I'll stack on there. So I got 1 there, 2 micro lots there. I'm going to stack 3 right on that. And that puts me at 1 whole little position. Just like breaking it down into micro trades, but still layering. I'm layering in the same way. at the top of the range right now. So kind of like that. Got a pivot low up to its pivot high. You've got a 12 pip run up. Oh, I just took some profit, I think. Nice. I'm gonna go short there too. So you can, at the top of the range, so now you're looking to potentially go long as on this side of the range, above here. So then you'd have to have this run up. Or is this a test of the bottom side of the range, so it can test here and then trigger in somewhere up here? I don't know how you do that, but can you find a long in there too? Gonna add another short right there. Then I'll get into 3 more shorts up in here. Three more shorts up in here, and then I'll get back up to my real size if it goes all the way up there and start normal trading. Doing this micro trading is kind of cool. It's kind of fun. It's keeping me busy, pulling in little sips of profit. So no, this would still be a short. If it breaks the high of the range, shorts become invalid. Okay. Okay, I see, I gotcha. I think I gotcha. So if it were to break above that line, then the shorts are no good. But we could still close back below here, then shorts would then still be valid entries. So if in this case you'd have for longs, then it's got to come up here, then come back down, retest here, and then you trigger in for longs. It would have to be like this, right? And then your trigger gets to be somewhere in here for longs. Otherwise, you can take your shorts on a trigger through this spot. Is that kind of the right thinking? No longs. The longs just aren't valid. Okay, just about to take some profits on the shorts here. If it can take some profits, I'll go long again. Oh, did it get one? It did get one. Nice. Took a short profit. I'm going to add a long back in there too. So now I've got two longs in here and a short with targets that are all just super close. Very easy to get to. And then what's the yen doing? The range was broke to the downside, so looking for shorts only. It could be a false breakout. But then going against the rest of my criteria for entries to the long side. Oh, okay. Range was just invalidated, so no entry for today. Okay, so only shorts because it was heading down out of the range to the short side, and so that was kind of like the direction was made at that point, and then you're looking for the entry, which you just didn't get for the short side. And then so that's it for today now. I think I'm understanding that. This market is so stuck. But we're squeezing little bits out of it. Okay, took profit on that short as well. So now we're just in two longs. Can get in for another one. I got three more I can get into, so I'll get into one more as it pushes down. Right here. And then two more on this line. All right, so that's pushing down into there. So I'm going to get into the last two shorts right in there. Longs. So now this whole bundle counts as one position on the grand outlook here. Just one position. So now as we head down into there, I'll get into my regular 5 micro lot trades. I'm considering accepting the change of direction at a reduced risk, but haven't back tested that theory yet. Okay, I think that's a good idea. Open up the possibilities. Definitely, if it's at a reduced risk, I'm all for that. I think that's a great idea. But you just want to define. You want to know exactly what you're going to do and define it. And then you'd be all good. That would just, essentially that like doubles your opportunities if you're allowed to do that. Yeah, you could just make a new range and enter the market the exact same way that you're already doing. You could say that this is your range for the upside and enter it in the exact same way you would enter the short side. I don't really have a good look on the yen just yet. I did kind of break it down. I've got a bullish bias on the yen, especially after this morning's push back up. That attempt to go down and then the rejection is a pretty good indication for me that I would go on the long side. But it kind of does look like another one of those days. It could be pretty easy to trade on, get opportunities on both sides because of what happened yesterday. There was some bears up in there, some pretty heavy duty ones. Oh, I'm just starting to close some trades on the euro. So it looks like we had a bit of a whip down below that pivot and just coming back up. See if we can get another push up. Could just take that top trade off for like a small loss or a break even if it pushes up to this high. I don't even know if I've got a bias today. I guess I should probably be on the short side at this point. We had that rejection up there. So if I can get right up to here, I'll take the wins and then take that small loss on that top one and switch to the short side. So one more pop up if I can get it. And then that whole setup would be a profitable setup. Just super small profits though. All right, just grabbing those so I can take this off. Oh, one more little pop up. And then that whole thing is a profitable setup, and I'll just go short here. Price cycles are pretty small. So we get that one. Oh, that's 8 pips. That's actually not so bad. Since we had, I'm going to go short here again. I'm just considering sizing up because the range is just so small now. I've got that pivot up there. Another short. Get into another one. So that's all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to get into all 5 here. So now I'm in 5. I'll go into, then I'll get into 5 here, then 2 regular trade size up there. It feels so relaxing to go it's such a small sizing and really high probability, knowing I've got a game plan on both sides of the market. So it feels just kind of nice, like it's like zero pressure, like for now until it goes running away from me, and then I'll probably not be feeling the same way. But at the moment it's felt relaxing to do these tiny little trades. Longer term, I'm bullish, but it was at a 1 month resistance zone, and the yen is at an almost 40-year low, so I'm expecting a retracement back down before any big push higher. Okay, yeah. Apologies on the weekly resistance. Oh, okay. Right up there. Right over there. I can see that spot. Oh, my chart has not loaded this before. Haven't looked at the weekly in maybe ever. Wow, this is a huge range. Just huge. Man. 5,000, 6,000 pips. Thinking we should see another little pop down from here, but if it goes back up here, that's also totally fine. you're stuck in like a really super tight range again. Got this really not, yeah, just barely 2-pip range for the last 9 minutes, 10 minutes now. And there's some real flickering going on right now. Seems like we've got some people coming into the market. Let's see what happens. Okay, we kind of got a whipsaw on the top side and just tapping some profits coming back down on to the short side now. Got that little rejection to the breakup. All right, making a little turn back down again. See if we can grab those, take profits in here. If I can grab those profits, we'll just call this a session. There's one, there's another one. And we cleared the 190 mark, which is great. So this last one, I mean, it doesn't even have to go and hit that. We hit the profits already on most of that, so we can just take this one off as a break even. So we'll call that a session. Cleared the 190 mark. We almost made $10 today. We're at 183. And really slow, really small. Kind of a difficult spot to make much money. This market would have had to like really run and go hit some of these other levels for me to go and like make some better money in the account, but we did pretty well just squeezing the little tiny little sips of profit out of the market just as it is. So I think that was a really good adaptation and being able to make a little bit of money in a small market. So I think that was good. Just gonna quickly look at that yen on the short time frame again. Trying to make its run up. Might have been a decent. It's kind of like tried to test that trend line that I had put in here. Right in there, there was a pretty good test to go and try and get back down, and it couldn't really do it there. And so now we got some upward movement on the end. Not sure how long that'll last. Euro's pretty much stuck in the middle where we started. So that's a great place to just call it a day. Good session. Good day today, boss. All right, man. Yep, good little trading session. Definitely slow, but it was good. Got a few little moves. Okay, well, I'll call that good for today. Ended up being it was a rough start to the week for me. Way more solid second half of the week. Much better. So I know I'm in much better shape now. Now I've got a really good game plan and strategy going forward. So I'm looking forward to trading next week and leveling this account up, beat this evaluation. I don't know when, maybe in the next couple weeks, but that's the plan. So have a great weekend. David, thank you so much for coming in. Love having you in here. And for anybody else that catches the recording, if you find this valuable at all, like and subscribe, please. It helps the algorithms for you and for me. And have a fantastic weekend and enjoy the summer.